Good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM, the second program for the year 2020. The year soon finish. You know, last week we have a thing from last week from the stepping razor where we are contemplate when the decade start. Some people say this is the first year of the new decade. Some say it's 2021. And we had this long conversation. You know, when them did say the year 2000, remember them did say the year 2000, everything I got crash. All electronics and car got drop out of sky. No, sorry, plane I got drop out of sky and something. And people did really get scared. That even Prince, years before, Prince sing a tune say, party till 1999. So the idea was that the year 2000 would have been the end of a million, well, it's 2 millenniums, as millennium, them call it, yes, 2000 years. And then the new millennium would start at 2001. So the idea was from 2001, and you count 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means the millennium, the decade would end 2010. And so forth and so forth. Well, somewhere along the line, many people confuse it and mix it up. Even though them create the whole scenario of the whole thing. And say 2020 is the beginning of the new decade, when really it is the end of the decade, and the new decade start 2021. So you start counting from 2021 to 2030. You're supposed to get 10 years because them say a decade is 10 years. So you call 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're supposed to get the decade, which is 10 years is a decade. Now, if you check it from the year 2020 and you start counting from 2020, that means it going to go down 20, 30, 31, 2031. That is when it's going down, which is not so it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be from the 0 to the 0. And so it says you started from the 1 to the 0. That is where it's supposed to go. But as we say, them confuse the thing because them don't tell we say the year 2000. The year 2000 is the beginning of a new decade. And people start to check it all sort of way. Confusion in Rome. Confusion in Rome. It's like how we set the date them. You know, there's certain place that the years start. Well, in ancient time, them follow the moon, lunar calendar. So you have lunar calendar. And them start the year, the first new moon in spring, which is between March, April, when the new moon come out in where you call spring. So the spring, when it spring up, when everything starts spring up, you call it the beginning of the year. Well, many people start the thing according to different calendars. In Ethiopia, they have a thing in the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar for Julius Caesar. And as we said before, that's how we get July. July was named for Julius Caesar. Septimus. All of these things is Roman thinking, Roman ways of checking time that bring up these things. You know, so we are stuck in the Roman logics. We are stuck in the Roman logics. Because it is Rome, even the very calendar that we use is a Gregorian calendar from Pope Gregory. So we are stuck in the Roman calendar. We are stuck in the Roman days, months, naming of the days and the months. We're stuck in these things because we're in the Western world. Because the Chinese don't check things like, oh, the Romans check it. The Chinese have them own thing. You understand? Them have them own thing. But we who was taken from Africa and brought to this part of the world is confined in the European logics. So when them say the beginning of the year, we say January the 1st is the beginning of the year. If January the 1st is the beginning of the month, and 10 years make a decade, how the hell you have a decade starting at 0? It's supposed to start at 1 and end at 0. That is how it's supposed to go. I we did have that reason last week. And I was listening to Nick. And when I come in here, my brethren, young start to decipher it another way. And I'm trying to, I was now between, was I listening to Nick too much? Or was I listening to, I don't know, should I listen to him? But after going round and round and coming round, because that is what it is all about. It's about thinking and using your brains. Because there's nothing that you have that is so close to you than like your brains. Your brains is what move everything. And after moving and going around and thinking, I realized, but it's true. You can't start the decade at 0. You have to start the decade at 1. And end it at 0. That is where it goes. So if you start January the 1st, that is where you must start, January the 1st. If you're looking at now the beginning of the year, who decide that January is the beginning of the year? Just like how we say Sunday is the beginning of the week, and Saturday is the end of the week, and there's certain controversy about which day is the Sabbath, because according to people who follow the Bible, them say on the first day, and on the last day, on the 6th day, God rests. The problem is who decide in those times when was the first day, or who's decided it no more than the calendar that we use. The calendar say, and we in our consciousness say, the beginning of the week start on Sunday. And the second day is Monday. And on and on. But 5,000 years ago, make we claim say we are follow with them I say. 5,000 years ago, there was no January, nor February, nor March, nor April. There was no Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, nor Wednesday. It was from what them call one night to the morning, according to what them say, and the evening and the morning was the first day. Not Monday or Sunday, the evening and the morning, according to what I read, and according to what people claim them understand it to be. So when a man say him and God say, on the 7th day, you must rest. Who is deciding which day is the 7th day? Than Rome. It's only Rome. It's Rome deciding that. Rome deciding the seventh day is Rome deciding it, because if you look upon it, all of the days that is named was named based off of some planetary situation or some Greco-Roman understanding of the cosmos. Yes. Some man say, on the 7th day you shall rest. And we calculate the 7th day starting from Sunday, which is the first day, to Saturday, the 7th day. So in our consciousness, that is not of our making, but in our consciousness, we derive that the 7th day is Saturday. And then the Roman church come and say, I'm going to put the Sunday, which is the Sunday, the sun in the sky. I'm going to say, I'm going to give praises to the sun. I'm going to give praises to the sun. Therefore, Sunday become more important than Saturday. Because him come up now with that thing where say, him going to name the first day of the week after the sun in the sky. So him says Sunday, and him worship the sun. So everything must put to rest on that day and give praises to the sun. The sun is the source of all life on earth. The sun is the source of all life on earth. So him say, all right, let us worship the sun on this day and call it Sunday, which is the first day of the week. But people who follow the Jewish way of thinking, or so they say, the Jewish culture is deriving that dear Torah, the Torah says, on the 6th day, God make the earth and him done. And on the 7th day, him rest. So them go back into the Roman calendar. And them go back into all the calendars them that is deciding the 7th day and say, well, Saturday is the 7th day, so we going to rest on the 7th day like how God rests. Him tired and getting rest now. After him done make man, him say, boy, I'm tired, you know. Now put no 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th day. But in the time of what they are speaking about, there was no 7th day, 6th day. It just said the evening and the morning. And if you check the evening and the morning, it's not 7th day, that is hours. If you want to work God into hours. The evening and the morning was the first day. Every time in talk and say, and the evening and the morning was the second day, and the evening and the morning was the third day. So when you go to bed and when you get up back, a day is supposed to gone. So them have way in a logics that is not fully explained by all people, but it's explained for us by a group of people, especially a group of men. A group of men decide that today is Wednesday and after 12 is going to be Thursday and the next day is Friday. So we have to get pay on Friday. Who is deciding that we must get pay on Friday? We're going to work starting from Monday, and we're going to get pay on Friday and don't go to work neither Saturday nor Sunday. But guess what? All of these things was derived from a religious perspective that is come from certain cultures. Because it's out of cultures you get religion. Out of cultures you get religion. All religion have a basis in certain culture. It's just that certain people, when they reach a certain thinking, them start to give away them culture and hold on upon the religion. So you have religious people who decide, say, you must work on Saturday. Saturday is the Sabbath day. And you must work on Sunday, because Sunday is the day of the sun. You must go to church. So you are breaking away now. You have people who break away from the Jewish understanding and go to the Roman understanding. But when you get it, the two of them is Roman, because who's deciding Monday is Monday and who's deciding that Tuesday is Tuesday? And what significance or importance that have to the cosmos or to life? What is it? It is man's invention that is deciding these things in order to come to a better understanding of how him should move in our environment, in our space. Because when you check it, the time now in Jamaica is 39 minutes past 10. Some places is already seen bright day. Some people is not in Wednesday now. Some people is in Thursday long time. Some people gone to bed and wake up already in a certain places. So nature don't wait for no one. Because when you see this moon, so some people see the sun over the other side. But you create and we design a time and we put so much energy upon these time that sometimes with dead feet we kill each other for the time. You get fired from your work because of time. And you have to get up a certain time and you have to go to bed a certain time. Because men in them ambition to become who they are not start to formulate and decide how the world must run, and especially if you have power. Because power is who, or power is what is deciding how the thing must go. Whether or not you can decipher it and say, me nah adhere to this. And so it's supposed to go. Because if you go outside of that, you're a madman. You're an idiot. Why you going round to that? You have to come here at a specific time. And the time when them say you have to come, them put it down in numbers. Them put it down in numbers because them want it to run according to them in order. And if you don't have these numbers that is guiding you, certain things going to go out of order and create confusion. That is the logics behind doing these things. So you have a stoplight that is deciding for you when you must stop your car and when you must drive your car. The stoplight. So even if you can't read, but you can see, in order for you to drive car, you have to can see. Them going developing car, now you don't have to see. If you enter the car, you just go in the car and sit down and tell the car where you want to go. And the car carry you there without you driving it. That is already designed and ready for the market. Already designed for the market. So when you think, say you can, because you see the red light, you say, "Chum, me not follow that, you know." You're going to just go through. And next man over the other side have a green over there, so. And him say, that him a follow. if that thing say you are think something else. So the logic is that when you're driving, you have to think for the next person. Because you don't know what the next person might do in him reckless and careless movement to say him not following the light we say red. Because the light say red is supposed to keep us in order. And we can rationalize and we can use our brains to decipher these things. But when you get right down to it, the whole of we get caught in an environment and sometimes in a culture that is not conducive to any thinking that we have in our thinking brains. There was a time when we never have no stoplight because we never have no car. As a matter of fact, we go in a certain village in Africa and in Australia where the people them have no car. And them have survived. Quite okay, them have survived. There's no stoplight there until them start to go into the big city and get confused. Because them used to just walk. And now them used so when them reach that specific light, them supposed to wait to go across the street or a big truck will come and lick them. You have people that live for hundreds of years without stoplight. You have people that live for hundreds of years without the logics of a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday we must do this and Sunday we mustn't do that. You have people that live hundreds, thousands of years that don't get up today and say today is Saturday. We're not going to work. We're going to go praise the Lord. Thousands of years. And they are doing quite fine. Them do have the burden that we have. Because most of these things is burden. And it's bring guilt in your thinking and your consciousness. Yes, you have people where him no want to do nothing past that. If him catch you do something, him start to go on like say you is some wicked person. That you are do something past that you're supposed to arrest. You say according to the Bible, you must rest on the 7th day, like your God. And them say, and this day must keep the day holy. Because 6 days I make this heaven and earth, and on the 7th day I rest. So him demand whosoever him is. Him demand that you must keep the Sabbath. And then people come over the years and kill people because them don't keep the Sabbath. Because them say you're going against freedom logics. And him declare say the Sabbath is Saturday. Yet still the thing, the person or the persons who derive that thinking or idea never have no Saturday in for them calendar. Nor no Sunday, nor no Monday, nor no Tuesday. Him just a work off of the moon and the sun. The same sun when tell you say no worship. It's the same sun him did a work off when him say, all right, I'm going to create an idea that say, you see when I'm working, the place the sun must be shining. But you see when I don't see the sun, I must be sleeping. Some derive a thing say between the time when him don't see the sun and when him see the sun, him going to work, I'm going to sleep. I have been to places in Europe where there's certain times of the year where them have like 1 hour of night. And sometimes all 1 week, no sun not shine, a pure night. I know some people that's what Muta talk about. Well, I don't care where you want to believe, go ask somebody. Me I tell you say, me got a country already where all 5-6 days Days and days, you know, see no sunshine. Light, street light turn on, car light turn on. People are walk up and down in a shops we have, it's light, no night, no day. And then the reversal is also true. That you're going at the same place at certain time of the year. And certain time of the year is pure sunshine for days and days and days. You know, see no light, no electricity, not burn or turn. Yeah, man. We see that. We experience that. Go to your bed 10 o'clock in the night. And you wake up for go to the bathroom, for go back to your bed, and when you look outside, sun will shine bright. And when you look at your clock, it's 12 o'clock. It's a scary thing if you don't use to it. Scary. The last time I go to Finland, it's amazing. The last time I go to Finland, and we do some show we're going to do. The place is bright up, some show we're going to do. We do it at the day. I will go back at the hotel. And when the show done must about 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock the show done. And I go back at the hotel now, I sit down in my hotel room, I look about my food and all them stuff there. I say, you know, say, I go watch some TV and I draw my curtain at 7 o'clock, you know. So the place start to get dark. And you see, I drop asleep in the bed. And when I go to bam, I want to get up and go to the bathroom. So I get up and go to the bathroom. And I say, I go look out, I want to let people there on the road. Them hours there. Because I expect, say, because the people are going to park. You see, I wake up, you see, I draw the curtain. The sun has burned me. And when we look, it was about 11 o'clock in the night. Because 7 o'clock, me go in. I drop asleep about 8, 9 o'clock. I drop asleep in my room. And when I get up and I look outside. Because when me come out, tell the place dark up. Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock, the place dark up. I'm going to the hotel room and do what I do and run around. I mean, look about my food and rare. And by the time me walk back, let the curtain and look out, the sun bright up the place. Me I say, what is? And that time between 8, 9, 10, 11, about 3 hours, me in the room. Sun bright up again. So where I say, the idea of time in time is a human construct. It's a human construct. And it is only there because some people have to do certain things and them have to control the time in which them do the thing and control people to do that thing. So we grow up into that understanding and we can't come out of it. We have to go into our next environment. We have to go into our next environment because you have some people who say, what month you belong to? And them say Capricorn. What month you belong to? Pisces. Them say, oh, Pisces is a fish. You're born between March and whatsoever. Capricorn, you're born between December and January. You have calendars that don't have that. You have calendars that don't check it that way. As a matter of fact, when you look at all the Chinese calendar, you see rat, dragon, and all these things on them calendar. And they might check it a total different way. And it's for them logics they might use. It's not European logics. But you see, when you're in a European mindset, there's no way you can look on for them thing and say it make no sense. Because you're going to say, what them I say? How foolish is that? Me a Capricorn. Me a this, me a that. And you use the European way of deciding that. And then now you get caught. You get caught because your mind get narrowed down. Your mind get narrowed down. And a whole heap away don't want to open your mind to new thought and new thinking. Because we already think one way and we feel say, we gone by the morning, can't go good evening. We feel say, boy, right now, we nothing. Look here what you want to say to me, Mutabaruka. As some grow up, as some think, and that as some stay. And then you start to use those little ways for press along and for push it from your children and your children. And then you see the same thing keep regurgitating over and over. And then you wonder how the thing can move or can change. This is the... So why we bring up all of them conversations there a while ago? We bring it up because this is a program of thoughts. This is a program where those little idiosyncrasies that we call idiosyncrasies can mean a lot if we can decipher out what we're saying. If we can decipher it, you know, say you're really thinking. You don't have to come to the same conclusion where we come to, which we never really come to no conclusion still. We just assure you, say, this is how the thing is here, and it don't necessarily go on over the same way. So who's deciding how you think and how you think through things? Because really and truly, mathematics solve everything. And if we could have used maths, for deal with what we just say, you'd have realized, just like how we say the decade, it's mathematics, you know. Yeah, when we say start in the decade from 1 to 10, we give you 10, which is that is the decade. Even though we put it in a them level there, we are sure you say you need to think. Because them have you do one thing over there so and the next thing over there so, and you really get caught in between the two things them and don't ever figure out and say, but wait, something wrong. Because you know, I think something wrong. So we are say, and we carry through that exercise to make you really look into the thing. Just look, and you may find something that you never know was there. No, most fans now go think about what we just say. Because them say the decade start this year. That's that. You see, it take reasoning. That is how people come to understanding and go to clear understanding by reasoning it and say, you weigh the thing. Like last week, how we reason out it and realize there's something wrong. And we are say, yeah, most people going to say that we are in a new decade. You know, because this is 2020, them say it's a new decade. But the logics, if you really follow the logics, it is not the new decade yet until next year. It's mathematics show you that. Yes, mathematics show you that. If you start, if 2000 is the end, and you're starting over, forget 2000, the first decade. You have to start it at 1. Yeah. Anyway, this is the cutting edge. We're going to have a reasoning, you know, that, well, if you don't know, the Mighty Diamonds, 50 odd years and counting of this group together, one of the sweetest harmony group that still exists in the music. Because you don't hear no group in the music again. You know, you don't hear no harmony and no, you know, you don't hear them think they're in a Jamaican music again. You know, it's a different era now. We have to just face that, you understand? But you have groups who are still there. The meditation, the Diamonds. I can name quite a few of them. But we want it. I can see if she's there. Masani.
Yes, greetings.
Oh, you're there. All right, give thanks. How you doing?
I'm all right.
You know, but you have certain ones who maintain that over the years and still maintain it to the point of still a tour after 50 odd years, and one such group is the Diamonds. And you seem to be involved in something where we want to tell the people about.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned about group and harmony and things like that. Give thanks for for taking my call and being a part of what we're doing. As ones know, Mighty Diamonds has been around for 50 years. And this is our third time working with Mighty Diamonds at Rastafest. And I must say that there's a pleasure working with a group like the Mighty Diamonds. And why we're doing this, we mean Masonic production, is we want to, well, for Rastafest, we've always have, artists like Mighty Diamonds, foundation artists. And you're right, the music has changed tremendously. People not singing like they used to anymore. People not, the message is not the same like it used to anymore. So we're celebrating Mighty Diamond's 50th anniversary, and it's not just Jamaica, it's right across Canada. But we're going to start with Jamaica, and the first one we have is January 26th, and this is Irish Rasta Village. They have the last Sunday of every month. They have their event, and it's a pleasure to work with Rasta Village, I must say, because at Rastafest, Masonic production, we've always wanted to work with Rastafari.
What that? Yeah. Masani? Yeah. Masani? I really see if you can get her back there. See if you can get her back. I don't know what that go on so. Anyway, I could see if you can get her back.
Remember when the round shit man say, time I go train, yeah. Every gully I go run, even man I do.
I want if I tape them, they'll tape it on the tape. Come on. Masani.
Yes, what happened?
I don't know it's what going. It's what going on, so.
We don't know what going on. We don't know. After that, get into the little thing, where the tie was.
Well, I think I tape the thing and something go wrong over there.
No, not a thing that go on wrong.
Well,
from my end anyway. I was from your end.
Mommy never play nothing.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you just say about working with the Diamonds.
Yes, okay, so we work with the Diamonds, through the years at Rastafest. I think the first year, I think was 2012. Then last year, we had Mighty Diamonds and Johnny Clark, right? Because we always go with foundation artists at Rastafest. This year, our 27th anniversary doing Rastafest in Canada. So in me working with them last year and in discussing with them about their 50th anniversary, we decided we want to continue the journey with them. And the journey kicks off January 26th at Rastafari Indigenous Village, right? As I said, we have always wanted to work with Rasta Indigenous Village.
That's in Montego Bay.
Mm-hmm. In Montego Bay.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Rasta Village is in Montego Bay. First man, Arlene, and, a lot of brethren and sisters in a part of that, right? So the daytime, though, we have a football tournament at Rasta Village, January 26th. So we have a Rasta team from Kingston playing a Rasta team in Montego Bay in the daytime at Rasta Village. And after the tournament, we have the Mighty Diamonds performing at the village, right? And then there's a lot of activities happening at the village, though, relaxing, steam, and then kinetic yoga, and there's drum circle workshops with master drummers, and there's tying plant medicine, face bar by ionized skin food, blaze and paint, with Ingrid Cook, right? So, and then there's, of course, for the children who have drum class and these things. So it's a nice event for people in Montego Bay and beyond Montego Bay to come out on January 26th for this nice event, Rasta football tournament and activities. Pre-sold is 3,000, at the gate is 3,005. That includes lunch. So for Iris, you know, they can contact Iris JA at Instagram as well as Iris J and Facebook. The info line on that one is 876-285-4750. And tickets, of course, are sold at Fontana Pharmacy. That's for the Montego Bay leg, though. Then we move now to Negril, Muta. And then in Negril now we're at Roots Bamboo. Mighty Diamond, Sampaloo, Horace Martin, Moish, Not a Problem, a whole bunch of artists that we're working with, you know. And then with Roots Bamboo, now there's no football tournament though, Muta. So, you know, Roots Bamboo is a straight concert with the Mighty Diamonds as headliner and the rest of the artists. But then now, after Roots Bamboo on the 29th, then we're in Kingston now for House of Dread. Now, I must say though, Muta, that House of Dread has been around for over 50, 60 years. Masonic Production, Rastafist, we have been working with House of Dread for the past 25 years. It's our third event we're doing with them. And we're looking forward to this event as well. Because again, it's a football tournament.
Hold on, Masani. House of Dread is down Dina Road. You have to tell the people, because a lot of people don't know it's House of Dread there.
Okay, House of Dread is in Vineyard Town.
Yeah, Dina Road to be exact.
Dina Road.
Yeah, beside Country Farm House. Beside Country Farm House.
Between Franklinton, Vineyard Town, I think Almonton are close.
Yeah, a good landmark is Country Farm House.
You understand? So for those who are familiar with House, you have to be familiar with House of Dread.
No, but when I say you have a whole heap of ones, don't know which part House of Dread there. I mean, I'll tell you, say, one of the mark in for finding it is Country Farm House.
Yes.
Because most people know Country Farm House. You know, most Rasta might know House of Dread, but the people them in general might not know, say, House of Dread, they round the other side of Country Farm House there, you know. So that's why I might say a landmark might be good to give them, say, is near Country Farm House, you understand?
Yes, that's top side Country Farm House. And yes, you're right. A lot of ones are more familiar with Country Farm House. However, if it's a House of Dread doing a House of Dread, the whole world know about House of Dread because when the football.
No, the nowadays people, the nowadays, hold on, man. The nowadays people, you're old man and me old man, you know. The nowadays people, them don't know.
You're old man,
yeah, but when I say the youth, them nowadays, we have follow the music, don't know House of Dread. House of Dread are our days. When I say them know Country Farm House more than how them know House of Dread.
You're totally correct.
You sound like you know what I call Country Farm House name, you know. Watch it, you know.
Yeah. Listen to me. They know here, nobody will not mix up and blend up now, you know. Country Farm of a brethren, them same.
Yeah, but you tell me, say, everybody know House of Dread.
The football team I come from Country Farm, you know. The football team I go to Montego Bay.
Yeah.
This is come from the Country Farm, you know.
Okay. All right, so you said, when the show in the House of Dread, when that show they keep?
February 1st. So we kick off Reggae Month.
Oh, does that just come for more weeks' time?
Same thing. So we have football tournament from 9 to 5 and concert is 7 o'clock. Mighty Diamonds, Not a Problem, Aisha Bell, Sampaloo, Moish, and Horace Martin.
Okay.
The special show, the fundraiser for House of Dread. So the part proceeds from the February 1st show go to House of Dread development. So we're setting up, skill training centers, lots of program. And I must say, though, that House of Dread has been on for over 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Providing ITAL food for the community.
Yeah.
And nobody have ever been turned back. But if you can't go there without money, you get a plate of ITAL food.
No, man, you tell the people them that I make them flood the bridge in them place. What try I say about side about you can't go there without money?
If they can't afford it.
No, but you can't tell the people about you can't go there without. You know, Jamaican people say, what? The rest of them I give you food. Round the cock.
All right. So here it is. It's only $500 for the House of Dread show, you know. So therefore, I think everyone can afford a $500.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Does that sound reasonable?
Oh, you mean if it sound reasonable, it sound like you, eh?
I give her that. But still, we want the place to ram up, you know. We want all 3 shows ram up, you know. Rasta Village, we need for ram. It's only 400 tickets. They might sell a Rasta Village, you know. Only 400 tickets and sell a Roots Bamboo. And then House of Dread, now you know, it's a bigger venue, so that's about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So we want all 3 shows ram up, you know.
Yeah, well, you have to advertise it properly. For to get it ram, you have to advertise it properly.
Well,
this is just one way to do it.
Show.
Yeah, but this is just one way to do it. You know, you have other whole heap other ways to advertise it, you know.
Well, it's a one way still. I mean, what better way to start off with Mighty Diamonds?
Yeah.
The anniversary.
Yeah.
But I want to say something though, Muta. After the Jamaica shows, you know, the celebration, no stop there, you know, because we're carrying Mighty Diamonds across Canada.
Okay.
7 cities. Started August 1st.
Oh, yeah?
August 1st, August 1st, Emancipation Day in Edmonton. August 2nd, we're in Calgary. August 8th, we're in Vancouver.
Yeah.
August 14th, we're in Niagara Falls. August 15th, Toronto. And then the following week, we're in Ottawa and Montreal. Mighty Diamonds all the way. 70 countries, Rastafest Canada, celebrating 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then we're carrying up a Rasta team to Canada.
That sounds good. That sounds good. All right.
Yeah,
well,
so we're looking for the support
yes.
from everyone to come and support the shows. For those in Montego Bay.
When you say the one House of Dread again, remind me. Remind me. You hear something there again? Yeah. You hear something there again, you know? She gone. And I like remember when she said, I think at the second she said February.
No, I never hear Calgary yet, chip out, you know.
Yeah, the something now come back again, you know. We better done before the something come back. When you say the one at House of Dread again?
February 1st, House of Dread.
Oh, February 1st, okay.
We're kicking our reggae month, February 1st.
Right.
9 to 5 football tournament at the night time, the concert with Mighty Diamonds. I Love It is playing the music. I can't forget I Love It.
All right.
Playing the music for February 1st.
All right. Well, give thanks, sister. Give thanks.
Yeah, all right. Give thanks to the call.
Yeah, man, Irie. Yes, my son, sister who has been keeping Rastafest for years in Canada and works out a year. She mentioned House of Dread. I work with House of Dread. Mighty Diamond celebrating over 50 years in the music. Yes, big group. Big group. They had advertisement. They had advertisement on the family more time, you know. I'm getting a call right now. I think so she's not going to take the call, man. I think she was going to take the call. But she never take the call at all. Okay, so which part of the program we reach now? We reach the part of the program where we should have do Jamaica roots and culture. But we have played the Mighty Diamonds a while ago. We want to play another Mighty Diamonds thing, you know. This is a Mutabaruka production. Yeah, we're going to play this one now. We produce. Years ago we produced this to carry Mighty Diamonds to the studio. Here we go. We do things that we're not supposed to do. Suffer the whole life through and we still do it even though we know it's not we. And most of the things them that we are do is not we. You understand? That's why we keep talking about how the devil make me do it, how the devil do it, and the devil that. It's not we. We get stripped off whole thing, everything we get stripped off. Yeah, then wash all our brain. And then wash your brain and bleach it out. So now it's like our brains that's whiter than snow. So we go to church and sing that too. Lord, wash me and make me whiter than snow. Because our brains actually get washed and then wash it with bleach. Wow. Roots and culture. Here we go.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. The name Jamaica is...
All right, make us stop it. Make us stop it and start it over. Here we go now.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. The name Jamaica is from Arawak or Taino origin and means land of wood and water.
For there to be so much wood on the island that it played a part in the naming of the country, it means that the forest or tree coverage must have been significant in the time of the Taínos. Much has changed since then. Some of our rivers are drying up, and a lot of trees have been cut down and not been replanted. The United Nations has declared 2020 as the year of plant health. Plants make up 80% of the foods we eat and produce 98% of the oxygen we breathe. In this program, we'll look at Jamaica's forestry reserves and how we can improve the health of our forest coverage in Jamaica. Forests and other woodlands cover approximately 45% of the country, mostly areas of rugged terrain such as the Blue Mountains and the Cockpit Country, and the dry hilly uplands of poor soils in the southern, western and northwestern parts of Jamaica. Few large areas of virgin forest exist in Jamaica, and most of the forests or other woodlands are comprised of reunate or second growth forestry. There are 5 main types of forests in Jamaica: the limestone forests of the John Crow Mountains and central and western Jamaica, the predominantly shale forests of the Blue Mountains and Port Royal Mountains, the alluvial and wetland forests of the coastal plains, dry limestone forests in the southern parts of Jamaica, and the anthropogenic forests, meaning forest lands which have been altered by the action of man. From a commercial utilization standpoint, the forest area is divided into 3 major types: natural forest growth, which accounts for 29%, second growth forests, 63%, and plantations, 8%. Commercial forestry is supported only by the natural forest and the plantations, which consist of mostly Caribbean pine. Much of the forest land is on steep or rugged terrain with little access. Because of inaccessibility, only about 26% of the natural forest can contribute to sustained timber production. The prospects for industrial uses of domestic timber for major forest products are minimal. However, the use of mangroves and other species from the high forest for fuel wood and charcoal manufacture has been of considerable effect environmentally, particularly as it relates to the watershed degradation. The possibility for further development exists if some areas of reforested land are converted to the production of fuel wood on a commercial basis, as research by the Forest Department has shown. Of necessity, Jamaican forests are multiple-use forests, and being so, employment and revenue from the forest is important to the national economy. The current thrust of the government is for not only timber trees but fruit trees and other orchard crops to be planted within the forests. Of the 26 identified watershed management units, 19 have been declared critical. That is, they have been determined to be very degraded and in need of remedial work to return to an acceptable state of health. Land that should have remained under forest cover has been cleared for other uses, for example, coffee production, that are not compatible with soil and water conservation. Furthermore, the forest cover has been under serious pressure for the production of yam sticks, charcoal, resort and residential development, timber extraction, grazing and cropping. One of the most serious aspects of deforestation is the clearing of steep, unstable slopes for cultivation. This is more so particularly when slash and burn methods are employed, as they sometimes lead to destructive forest fires. The lack of soil and water conservation measures have led to high rates of soil erosion, loss of nutrients, and reduction of water retention capacity in watersheds. Improper road construction and logging operations, both legal and illegal, in pine plantations have also contributed to the problem. Over the last 40 years, successive governments have tried to address unacceptable levels of soil erosion and degradation of watersheds caused primarily by the activities of hillside farmers. The approach to solving the problem has been dominated by physical soil conservation methods designed to allow the farmers to continue to produce annual crops but with reduced erosion. Despite a number of programs and the expenditure of substantial financial resources, primarily through direct farmer subsidies, little success has been achieved. There is, however, considerable scope for the expansion of agroforestry among hillside farmers, since these practices could reduce the rate of erosion and increase overall productivity through the intercropping of agricultural crops and woody perennials on the same holding. Jamaica is targeting the planting of 3 million timber and ornamental trees over the next 3 years under a national tree planting program. It's very important for us to plant trees for the future sustenance of Jamaica, land we love. And now, to end the Jamaica Roots and Culture, here are some words of wisdom from a Jamaican proverb. Small axe fall big tree, small axe falls a big tree. This means the mighty can be taken down by seemingly small things or events. Small axe fall big tree. For Jamaican Roots and Culture, I'm Pat Clark.
Yes, Pat Clark, that was some serious information. Yeah, the government said they're going to plant 3 million trees. How much tree you plant? You ever plant yet? You know, I say how people I sell ackee. Every time I see somebody I sell ackee on the road, you know, I say, tell me something, you ever plant an ackee tree yet? Everybody when I say that to, none of them ever plant one yet. And so much ackee about the place. I mean, I've never seen ackee bear right through the year yet, and I say ackee bear right through the year. But it's very important that you plant a tree, you know. Me actually support that. You can't just eat it. So what happen now? We look more when all of them children they laugh, no nobody no plant no more. What happen? Plant a tree, man. Plant a tree. You can't just live so. Plant a tree somewhere. Because if you get involved in the planting tree, you find them will find piece of land here for plant a tree now. Plant a tree, very important. Yes, we're going to play this brand new tune by a virgin name, Mr. P. Here we go. Yakura coming through talking about the vital food. This is the Cutting Edge and RFM, you know, say, little after 12 when we play the anthem, we're going to carry you back in the archives, Cutting Edge archives, and bring to you one of them tape where we play for years ago. I think we played about 2-3 times already. But we know, say, we have new listeners, you know, we have ones who always want to hear something we play already, again, that it can really resonate in them consciousness. You know, so we're going to go into the archives and bring to you the real Eve. The real Eve. And don't make the name Eve make you feel like it's a biblical thing they matter about. No, it is something that is scientific. Scientific. The first woman. So we want you to really, we can't say put your tape on cock again because tape not about the place, but we know say it will be on the YouTube where you can listen again and listen. We want you to all the people them who catch the Cutting Edge on YouTube, you know. Yes, may I tell you, man, everywhere, all over the place. And I say people know when them call it repost, a repost, enough of them. That is good. That is very, very, very good. We love that. That means that people really are like tune in when them can't sit up them hours a night. You have thousands of people who sit down with you at night time and listen to it, especially them doing in England. But I may tell you, England people, trust me, man. So we want to play the real Eve, and we hope that your majesty can hold up your eye, or go drink some, put on some tea, or while you up all of the security guard them, who turn up them really loud to keep them company, and the dressmaker them, and the carpenter man them, and the taxi man them, who don't drive so terribly at the night. And that we know this is not drive so terribly at the night, but why you up all the taxi man them who listen to the Cutting Edge religiously? Yes, can tell you everything what you say the next day. Trust me. And some of them all attack like a them attack what them are saying, you know, to people. And them say, people say to them, Yeah, man, I moved here with them foolishness. Sir. I moved here with them foolishness, you know. And arguments start, and that is good. People talk about what we talk about and try to figure it out. Some people say foolishness. Some people say, yeah, but you never did listen. Some people say, all right, check this out. And some people say, all right, that kind of sounds sensible still, but I know some may grow up to know it. Some may not accept what you say. People afraid of that, you know. People afraid of anything will challenge them belief system. Yes. And your belief system need to be challenged. You have to go, what you believe, you have to check out. And even doubt it too. Some people afraid of doubt. We always tell us that doubt is the first stage of reasoning and coming to a fuller understanding of where you doubt. Doubt is not a bad thing. Doubt is not a bad thing. It allows you to dig deep. Yes, it allows you to go in a different sphere of, you know, your head cup and draw out where you never did draw out or where you never did even know they're there. So don't be scared of doubting, man. You know, you have to doubt, because through that make you really do research. And it's all about going into yourself and going into what has been there that you have, you know, say, me mention some book to a man and he must say, never hear about them people there yet. And the man is as claims him is black this and black that, you know, say never hear about them something there yet. All him knows the Bible. We are tell you. Sir, we are tell you, you know, you say all him know the Bible, you know, because him get him black history. Look here, man. You see the way them call the Old Testament or the so-called Torah, it's a peripheral African history, African mythology that is written there. Africa is a large continent, and the people them who write that, some of them never have experienced it yet. Them actually writing about African people. Them writing about African people, and we reading it, trying to make sense of certain things. Don't realize 5,000 years ago, some people did that trod the earth and I try to figure out themselves too. Some people did have trod the earth and I try to figure out themselves. We must get confused in the thing. There's no super being that is writing these things. As a matter of fact, most of the book, and I'm going to say non-apologetically, that Matthew to Revelation was written by white people. It's white people write it. Matthew to Revelation, Paul writing letters to white people, and black people are read it and I go like says him fasten on the people letter and I go like says them it was written to. If you read where it said letters to, it's letters him writing to the churches in Europe and those that are colonized by Rome. We must take it personal. When Paul talking, Paul don't have no authority more than we. And when I say we, I talk about we nowadays who call ourselves artists and philosophers and who's getting inspiration. Even though we're not calling it divine inspiration, but people, sometimes, if you hear some artists, them say, I just tell them this and I just tell them that. It's the same way Paul wants to tell you that too. Paul make it sound like say him have some direct link to some supernatural being that is tell him to write these things. Him come up of his own conviction and writing to the Romans, to the Corinthians, to the Galatians. All of these churches was in Europe. He's trying to move them away from the so-called Jewish tradition, Jewish culture and creating a different kind of atmosphere and kind of culture based off of how him see it as a Jew who was a Roman citizen. So Paul almost try dash away the whole ideas of the Jew and bring up for him own little thing. Because most of the New Testament is taken up with what Paul said and not what Jesus said. And we have to really figure that out. How come this book is about a man who is supposed to be the savior of the earth, and for him, what him say, can't even hold in a one of the book them. It is so small. What him saying in the book. Yet still Paul have all sort of book I write tonight and I tell people what to do and what not to do. And what to say about, circumcision is this, not that, and you must follow all of these things, and this and that and all these things. And Christian come with this doctrine now. Come with the doctrine and not following the Jewish tradition. Them not following the Jewish tradition. Them following what Paul say. And Paul is a little sellout Jew. Sellout Jew, just like Josephus. All them guys that sell out the Jews them. So the book is written about African people, not the New Testament. We talk about the one where them call the Torah. It is about a group of people in that part of the world. Egypt, Ethiopia, and surrounding areas. But it is not the art of African mythology or art of African history, because we have older than that to lean on. Older than that. We are talking about Ethiopia and Egypt. We have to remember that. This is the cutting edge, as we say. After the anthem, we're going to carry you into the long before Bible, long before Bible, hundreds of years, thousands of years ago. Here we go. The time is 4 minutes past 12 o'clock.